People want to know where their money is going, and, we're having a hard time finding out.
Good question. We'd like to know.
You'd like to know, too?
He doesn't know where the donations are going?
Well, you're collecting it. Shouldn't you know where?
We're not. First of all, let's go outside.
Okay.
Turn the camera off.
Richard Biddleman, who we've learned has a long criminal history as a con man, is a manager for the Veterans Support Organization.
VSO, Veteran Support Organization. We support our local veterans for the homeless.
Now operating in 17 states, VSO was recently fined $20,000 in Tennessee for making false claims. And we found the same problem is going on here.
We provide support to veterans in the tri-state area.
Dressed in what look like military camouflage uniforms, they travel to area malls and grocery stores 4 days a week, year-round, to solicit donations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Some local veterans groups are complaining about VSO.
It's just not right what they're doing.
Former Marine John Priest is vice commander of the Disabled American Veterans Yonkers chapter.
I said you should be ashamed of yourself. You're taking money in and it's not going to the proper places.
Our undercover producers asked the solicitors where the money goes.
Block grants. We also have a PTSD program. We have counselors on staff, as well as marriage counselors and substance abuse counselors.
Sounds good, but most of it's not true.
They told us they had PTSD counselors.
We don't have licensed counselors here. We're not a treatment program.
Marriage counselors?
No.
This guy had a different answer.
Help them with grants to pay their phone bills, call us home from Iraq.
That's false. VSO officials say the charity does not pay for soldiers in Iraq to call home. Here's yet another answer.
So where does the money go to?
To the VA, sir.
To the VA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does all the money go to the VA or does some?
Sure. Everything goes to the VA.
No, it doesn't.
That is one thing they are told, like I say, never to lie out there. And, I don't know who you approached.
Richard Van Houten founded the charity 10 years ago in Florida. We spoke with him via satellite.
This is your face to the public. People are asking, where does my money go? And they're not being told the truth.
If we do catch somebody saying something that is not true, they are dismissed off the work program immediately.
He says almost 65% of the money collected goes to help homeless veterans.
We have housing that's available nationwide to them. We provide them with assistance to rents, electric, car payments, bus tickets. You name it.
But VSO's only housing facilities in Florida. As for cash assistance, this vet says the charity did help him.
Actually, I was behind on my rent. They gave me a $500 grant.
But according to VSO's 2009 financial statement, of the $2.6 million collected nationwide, only $400,000, just 15%, went for donations to veterans and organizations like the VA. 40% went for what VSO calls its work program, which consists of paying the people who go out to solicit donations and providing them transportation and uniforms.
Is paying people to collect money for your charity, is that a work program?
Yes,
that is.
It's a stepping stone. And what I mean work program, if we were in it for the money, we'd be doing it 7 days a week. It's not all about the money. It's about helping these veterans that have fought for our country.
Are you getting job training here?
Yes, sir.
VSO says most of the people soliciting donations are needy veterans who are paid on commission.
They get to keep usually 30% of what they raise.
But people donating aren't told that. In fact, when we asked the solicitors, they denied it.
Are you a volunteer?
I'm volunteering my service to help my fellow veterans.
So you don't get any of this money?
No, I don't get nothing.
Do you get paid too? Part of this? No?
No, we support our veterans.
Do you get money for going out and collecting?
No, I don't.
When we asked the veterans, did they keep some of the money, they all said no. They got nothing.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I found who they were, they would be dismissed immediately.
Former Marine John Priest says it's also wrong for VSO solicitors to wear what look like military uniforms.
You just don't dress in camouflage, and they're not active duty. They're not active duty Marine soldiers or sailors anymore.
He says he's asked the solicitors for proof they are vets, such as a Department of Veterans Affairs ID, like his.
I ask them for ID, and they don't produce it.
And when he's asked them where the money goes,
they don't give you the specifics on where it actually goes. It goes into their pockets, and then it goes to some guy down in Florida living high off the hog.
Van Houten was paid $240,000 last year. The charity spent almost as much on managers' salaries as it did on donations.
Believe me, this is not to get anybody rich. As a matter of fact, my pay is actually capped.
We don't know how much Richard Biddleman makes as director of addiction recovery. We do know he was convicted of credit card fraud in California in 1991, convicted of forgery in New York in 99, and pled guilty to organized scheme to defraud in Florida in 2005.
You were convicted in New York?
Sir.
You served time in New York prison, right?
Absolutely. I'm in recovery. I'm a recovery manager. I work with treatment programs.
Mr. Biddleman, a guy with a vet program who's not a vet and a con man. I mean, would you have confidence in giving to him?
He does not get involved with touching the money, looking at the money. He doesn't get involved with any of that.
Van Houten says Biddleman came highly recommended. It turns out he's got a special connection.
And your wife, isn't she the director of the chapter?
She is a manager.
So into our Fox 5 Hall of Shame, we induct the Veteran Support Organization, VSO, for misleading the public about where the donations really go.
Shame, shame, shame.
We were able to verify about $20,000 in donations made to individual vets and veterans organizations in our area by the VSO. But by far the largest amount of money spent by the charity, which expects to collect $11 million nationwide this year, remains the payments to those who solicit the donations. VSO says those payments have made a tremendous difference in the life of many needy veterans. If you've got a story idea for us, go to our website, myfoxny.com, click on the shame link at the top of the page, or call us at 1-877-TEL-FOX5. I'm Arnold Diaz, Fox 5 News.